as a 23-year-old dad, I just was kind of shocked, like on how resources were available for moms. Like I would see like WIC and that sort of thing, but I didn't really see like Mick, like or
Right.
or Mike's, I guess.
What's up, young scholars? It's the dad cycle.
Hey, what up, young scholars? It's your boy, the extra large professor. And I'm always coming with you to you guys with the real on fatherhood. In today's Fatherhood Chop-Up, I have one of the experts in the field today. Give it up for Dr. Latrice Rollins. She's going to be dropping
Yay.
some knowledge on us, man. She got a book out on fatherhood. We'll get into that. And we're just going to chop it up. First and foremost, with all the chop up guests, the very first question that I always hit every guest with is, what was your father experience like?
Oh, wow. I am a daddy's girl.
Okay.
It's too, I mean, he can really do no wrong in my eyes. So yeah, my dad, he's in Milwaukee and I'm here in Atlanta. We've almost always kind of lived apart for some reason. I've moved around a lot, but he's always been in Milwaukee. But he is a constant in terms of a person I can call for advice, a person I can just vent, a lot of things that happened, like stuff that was happening on the news here in Atlanta, calling him and talking about that. So we can stay on the phone for hours when we're together. Same thing, we watch movies, we like the same type of thing. So that's my guy. That's my guy. So I have a lot of love for my dad.
Oh, that is so awesome and powerful to hear. I have one daughter. I have three boys and one girl, and my daughter. That's we
Look at
we
you.
we
Yes, I can see it all over your face.
we connect. We watch movies, hip hop, every topic. I would probably say, outside of my wife, I would consider her a pretty good friend. So,
Yeah.
there's nothing beats daddy's girls, and that bond is funny. It just makes you change who you are as a dad. Like with my boys, I was always kind of rough tough, which was not always the best thing. But with my daughter, I'm like, no, you're treat her right.
Gotta take care, precious.
What got you into this whole world of fatherhood and made you want to write a text? So if you would tell the readers like your text and all that about and what got you into it.
Yeah. So I'm the author and editor of Engaging and Working with African American Fathers, Strategies and Lessons Learned. It is a compilation of various chapters on a diverse set of African American fathers. The majority of the chapters are written by practitioners. Two of the chapters are written by researchers, but I really wanted to be able to share, like, this is what it's like working with fathers. These are the things that you can do to better engage them and to make sure that they get their needs met. And like we talked about earlier, this is not like perfect cookie cutter kind of dads. There's all kind of dads that have mental health or substance abuse issues, dads who have experienced homelessness, veterans. And then there's also dads who, single dads who are new or expecting and need those tools and resources to be the best dads that they can be. All of them looking for ways to be the best fathers that they can be, regardless of their circumstances. And so I really wanted to be able to show students as well as new practitioners, like this is a population that you need to care about. This is a population that you may encounter. And if you don't, you need to be asking why. And you need to be figuring out, like, where are the dads and how can I help? Because the needs are so extreme. And I think that's kind of what I experienced working in social services, working for the state here in Georgia, just saw these glaring gaps in services for fathers. And I just was like, this makes no sense. If I'm working in a family service department and I see an abundance of resources for the moms, and the dads are in the same situation, pretty much, low education, low income, not able to get jobs. Same thing with mom, but mom gets offered funds as well as opportunities to intern and opportunities to get counseling and parenting education, but I don't see those same opportunities for the father, who is just as important to the child. So that really clicked the light bulb on for me, like what is going on here, and I realized kind of at the level where I was as a first, frontline professional, there wasn't much that I could do from that space. And with the different policies and things with the program, wasn't much that I could do from that space. So I went back to figure it out, like, okay, I got to get some research tools in my belt. I got to figure out how I can evaluate these programs to make sure that they are providing the best outcomes for the most populations that need these services the most. And, going from there, just continuing to see, that this is an issue, and figured out that it starts even with education, even in our social work curriculum, our public health curriculum, just these different human services, the way that folks are trained, fathers are not even included as case studies, as anything in the curriculum is like how you should engage them, or the typical fathers that you may encounter in service. It's not even there. So this book was a way to, kind of fill that gap. And it also gives honor and homage to those scholars who came before me. A lot of Black scholars have been talking about the Black family and fathers in the family since 1960s, 1970s. So there's a lot of references in my book about, Afrocentric theories, about the dual perspective, Du Bois, just, taking it all the way back, because we have the knowledge, we have all these tools and resources. We just have to put it into practice. So that's a kind of long way of answering your question.
No, it's perfect. And what I want my viewers and that sort of thing to understand is Dr. Rollins is actually doing the work to help the practitioners, and these are the people in our community that's going to offer services and that sort of thing. And I guess the question that really comes to mind with your book as sort of filling in the gaps in giving a much needed resource and the tools to help these fathers, what would you say if, let's say, because we are in the Atlanta area, so where can a father, I guess, find resources, or how can they even connect to a practitioner to get help?
Yeah, the fatherhood programs are a safe space for a lot of fathers across the country. So we do have a statewide fatherhood program through our Office of Child Support Enforcement, but there are also community-based organizations that are leading fatherhood programs and offering those same kind of spaces, the same, evidence-based curriculum to help dads with parenting, but also connecting them with various community resources around, housing, employment, health issues, different things like that. So I would say if they want to find out, either you can, reach out to a health department, you can go to National Fatherhood Initiative. They have, I think there's a program locator on their website, and you can kind of click in your zip code or whatever, and the programs in your area will come up. But, and different resources like United Way, they have 211 and things like that, where you can find different programs. But that would be the first place, try to find a fatherhood program, and they more than likely will be able to connect you to whatever services and resources you need, right? But my goal is to be able to integrate, right? When we say family, we mean family. So that means there's services for mom and dad. When we say parents, we mean parents, so not just mom, not just baby. So right now, as it is, services are a little siloed, like I said, with the fatherhood programs, right. Even within, parenting programs, there's fathers kind of go over here, right. And get your services. So my goal is to be able to really integrate, make sure that we have what's called father inclusive practices. And so, yeah.
It makes me think back when I was like when my kids were really, really young, as a 23-year-old dad, I just was kind of shocked, like, on how many resources were available for moms. Like I would see like WIC and that sort of thing, but I didn't really see like Mick, like you know, or
Right.
or Mike's, I guess.
Right.
but
You
you don't
know.
really see that for dads. It's like you know, we have kind of been pushed out, and it was really kind of a struggle for me. I want to say when I got divorced, and as a single dad, you know, going out to try to find resources, it for me it was like part of it was trying to take apart that male pride and just go in to Division of Family Services for help. But then it's kind of that look of shame, like where you're a father, you're supposed to have, you know,
Yeah.
all of these different types of jobs, and it really taxes the masculinity and that sort of thing.
Hmm.
For dads like that, what would you suggest that they do in terms of humbling themselves in a sense to receive these services? I mean,